Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and we're celebrating 31 days of Oscar here on TCM. And since early this morning, we've been concentrating on films that have either won or been nominated for an Academy Award for Best Music Score. And with me right now is a man who's been nominated for an Oscar 18 times. And he took home the Oscar for the 1976 film The Omen. I'm speaking about Jerry Goldsmith. Welcome, Jerry.
Thank you, Robert.
Good to have you here, Jerry.
It's great to be here.
What's it like to be nominated 18 times and to win an Oscar?
The nominations are pretty exciting when you get those. But winning the Oscar is like a shot just heard around the world. I mean, I'd get phone calls from all parts of the world from friends, and it's like getting a Nobel Peace Prize or something.
Does it help you get more jobs in the business?
It didn't help me that way. There's a great story about Hugo Friedhofer, who had just won an Academy Award for Best Years of Our Lives, a terrific score, and he won the award and didn't get a job for a year after that. I mean, it's very funny. I mean, you stop and think about it. It happens maybe more to Best Supporting Actors. They'll win an Academy Award, and you don't hear from them for the next 10 years or something. I think it's how one plays it, how one publicizes it, how you work it to your own advantage. I think that's really what it's all about. Nothing I've discovered in Hollywood happens by itself. And there are people who specialize in everything. And I think specialize in making the best of the Academy Award.
Our next music, Superman, has a music score by John Williams, who works a lot and has through the years with Steven Spielberg. Is it important for a composer to work with the same director time and time again? Does that help?
Oh, I think it's very important. I've often said that when a composer works with a director for the first time, it's like a boy and girl going out for their first date. Everybody's supposed to be very polite and make sure they don't hurt anybody's feelings, and they say the right thing and do the right thing. And after you've worked a couple times with a director, you feel freer, you know him, you say, well, I don't like that, or he'll feel, well, I don't like that, or you'll be more honest with him with each other.
stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
You have had an incredibly prolific career. I mean, I'm in awe when I read your credits. Many years you scored as many as 9 films, and the next year you would do 9 more and everything like that. Do you ever run out of ideas?
Oh, I think that any creative person is going to sit down and think, I've got no more ideas. And one thing about all of us, whether we're writers or directors or whatever we are, that work in the film industry, we've got that clock ticking and that schedule. We've got that schedule. And you know, I can't think of anything to do, and you finally say to yourself, you're a professional, you got a technique, just do it. And then you start going, you get an idea and you go on.
Is it the genre that sometimes inspires you? I mean, would just having Superman be the subject and everything like that, and the sweep and the size of that, would that inspire a certain score?
Yeah, and I think that John captured it beautifully. Yeah. And he wrote a beautiful love theme, and he got the energy that the film needed, and the grandeur and the heroism of the man. Plus, he also somehow in the music, he got the gentle quality, the sort of shyness.
Is there a specific scene in Superman that we should look for that you think is a great example of why it was an Academy Award nominee for Best Score?
I think if you look at the scene where Lois and Superman are flying through the air and there's this sort of great abandon and freedom, the music has the same kind of abandon. It's, very lyrical, and it really works.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and Academy Award-winning film composer Jerry Goldsmith is with me right now to discuss the film The Magnificent Seven from 1960 with an Oscar-nominated music score by Elmer Bernstein. Now, Jerry, the style of this music has often been imitated since this film came out. Why is that, do you think?
Because it's good. I really think that Elmer did a tremendous score. I mean, I think it's the best music written for a Western film, and I'm including myself. I've done a lot of Westerns, and somehow Elmer captured that. The spirit, you stop and think of the room filled with McQueen and Yul Brynner and Bronson, Jim Coburn. I mean, the testosterone is flowing. You just hear the opening of that magnificent set in the music, and horsemen are going across it, and wow, you're right into it. I mean, that music just sucks you into it and it doesn't let go of you. And that's really what the music should do.
Now, you won your Academy Award for The Omen. Is there one score more than any others? Because you've done so many music scores for films that you're the proudest of, that you really like, that we may not be that aware of?
No, Robert, many people ask me, what's your favorite, or what are you proud of? And I say, I haven't written that one yet. I'm still trying to write one that really satisfies me. I don't think that any of us could ever, if we really look at our work, whether we're filmmakers or composers or painters or actors or whatever, we can honestly say that's the best I've ever done. Because I think that takes something away from us. We always want to try to be better. And that's what makes being an artist fun.
What do you think is the ultimate goal of a film composer?
And the real reason for having music in a picture is to stimulate the emotional aspects of it and what's going on in the screen. And that's what music should do. Music can't tell the story. And the story's already being told. I mean, if it's done well, I mean, great. If it's not being told well, music isn't going to tell the story any better. But what it's there for is to excite the emotional aspect of the viewer.
Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and up next we bring you The Wind and the Lion from 1975 with an Academy Award-nominated score by my co-host tonight, Jerry Goldsmith. Jerry, take us a little through the process of writing a music score for a film like The Wind and the Lion.
Well, the first thing I have to do is see the picture, because my emotional input doesn't come from the screenplay. I have to actually see it and what the director brings to it and the actors bring to it and all that. So once I see the picture, then I will sit down with the director and we'll discuss what we want to do with it or what he would like me to do with the music. And I'll tell him what I'd like to do with the music. And then we decide, hopefully we come together. I know in this picture I wanted a strong Middle Eastern Moroccan flavor, which I had no idea what Moroccan music was, but I said there must be some, and I'll find some. And I wanted a strong Americana feeling for Teddy Roosevelt. And those two things make a good contrast, too. That's what we did. So John Milius, the director, the writer-director, agreed with me. And so then we would decide where the music would go. And once that was done, I was left on my own to go write the music.
Is doing research a big part of the process, and do you enjoy that?
I enjoy doing the research, and especially if you're doing a picture that's ethnically influenced or in a foreign land or something, it's really sort of fun because you've got a crutch. You can sort of lean on the indigenous music of the area. So I decided, knowing nothing about Moroccan music, I spent a few days over in the music library at UCLA and going through their literature on Moroccan music. And it wasn't that there was like a lot of it, but there was enough that they got me intrigued. And, you know, I found some little snippets and this fanfare that I used throughout the picture, which is an actual Moroccan military fanfare.
And you usually then audition that for the director? I mean, play it with an orchestra?
Well, today it's different. In the old days, before we had electronics and computers, the director or the producer would come to the house and you'd play him the theme on the piano. And that was it. So now with the modern technology of sampling and computers, I can now, after I write it, I can now input it into the computer and lock it up to the video, and the director can come over and see the simulated music against the film.
How did your career as a film composer come about, Jerry?
Well, I studied music starting at the age of 6, and I guess around 12 I knew I wanted to be a composer, and I was 14, and I went to the movies, and I fell in love with a few things in the movie. The star, who was Ingrid Bergman, I was going to marry her, and the music, which was by Miklos Rosa, the picture was spellbound. I said I had to be a composer. That's what I was going to do, write music for movies. so I got half my wish.
But you also do a lot of conducting now, movie music around the world, don't you?
Yes.
And do you like doing that?
I really love it. I guess there's a performer or some kind of performer in all of us. It's really, once people get in front of an audience and get their reaction in hearing the music, when you do a concert, you get that energy that an audience is going to give you, a live audience. I mean, when I walk on the stage, I know that they're with me, they're against me, or they don't know yet. It's like, show me. And I just like the applause. I really enjoy doing it.
Thank you so much for being with us and talking to us and enlightening us about what you do. And I thank you so much for being here. It's been very interesting, Jerry.
Thank you.